Everyone, welcome to the weekly messages from Expressions of the Universe. I wanted to try something different because I'm really getting bored with what I've been doing. I noticed viewership is down the past couple of weeks, so I wanted to mix this up a little bit, see if I could try something new. So I'm going to start with my normal angel card, and this week it is Adventure. You can go ahead and pause your screen so that you can read the full meaning of this. But what I want you to try and do today and this week is take advantage of doing something new. Even if you're afraid, the thing you want to do is put fear behind you and do it anyway. Adventure will lead you to prosperity. It'll lead you to more money. It'll lead you to good times. So try something new. That's what I'm going to do. This is my adventure. So what I'm doing new this week, instead of reading the cards to you, I want you to pick the card that calls out to you. Is it card number 1? Is it card number 2? Or is it card number 3? You choose, and I will let you know the meanings at the end of this video. So while you're choosing which card called out to you, I just want to let you know we're coming into some heavy energy. Astrologically speaking, Mars just went retrograde. And what that means is your male side, your strong ego side, is going to be really deflated for a little while. If you are extremely egotistical, if you're an Aries, you could feel extremely deflated. Use this time, though, to tap into your feminine side and be a little softer, a little kinder, a little more gentle. Want to let you know, Mercury retrograde is on the way. Mercury will be going retrograde on April 28th, and that'll run through May 22nd. However, the shadow of Mercury retrograde, when we can start feeling that energy, will occur, let's see, looking at the calendar, probably around April 14th. So what that means, when we're in the shadow, communications can go wonky. So you really want to check your emails, your text messages, make sure you're sending it to the person that you're intending. Really maybe kind of curb your tongue. Things that you say aren't going to be heard the way that you are meaning to say them. Travel could be delayed, auto issues, computer issues, electronics. And if you haven't read one of my blogs on www.expressionsoftheuniverse.com about Mercury retrograde, I suggest you do that this week so that you can prepare. It's not a horrible thing, but it's a time that you really want to relax and retreat, rejuvenate yourself. Anything with the letters R-E in the front of it, you really want to take this time to nurture yourself. So I don't think that Mercury retrograde is really that bad. It allows me to go within myself, kind of back off from the world around me, reevaluate my situation so that at the end of the retrograde, I know what direction I'm going in. I know that I'm getting a fresh start. I always look at it as a positive. Some people, they get all crazy kooky. Oh, Mercury retrograde's coming. They stay in their houses. They don't leave. They try and call out sick from work just so that they can avoid Mercury retrograde. But, it lasts for like 3.5 weeks. You've got the shadow period 2 weeks ahead of time. And then you have the foreshadow period almost about 2 weeks after time. You're looking at a total of almost 5-6 weeks, 3 to 4 times a year. So any logical person knows you can't hide out for that long. The best thing to do is to make the best of it. So if you plan on traveling during that time, just check your reservations. If you're booking travel during a retrograde, double check your reservations. Make sure you send yourself an email. You want to maybe print it out. You want to check and recheck things before you send an email or a text, especially if it's an important email or text. You want to double check that it's going to the intended person. You want to double check to make sure that it got there, especially if you're sending a resume to somebody. You want to check up, you want to follow up on these things. Mercury retrograde is not a great time to get married. It's not a great time to start a new job, buy a house, do anything new. Mercury retrograde is a time that you want to sit back and take a deep breath and start to rethink everything since the last retrograde. You can plan out the future ahead, but you don't want to take those initial steps. You don't want to put things into action during that time. So that's my take on Mercury retrograde. I'll talk more about it next week and the following week, and maybe even the week after. Check in and see how you're all doing. But like I said, you can always check out my blog. I will have a companion blog to this video, and I'll put the link to the Mercury retrograde information in that blog on my website. And you'll be able to link up to that either through Facebook or Twitter as well. So, did you pick a card? Is it 1, 2, or 3? All right, so here's the reveal. Card number 1 is a leg up. All right, so what this card is saying, it's time for you to ask for help, or some help is going to be coming your way, which is really great. But the thing is that you really have to accept the help that is coming. Now, last week I posted 3 tarot cards on Facebook, and most of you chose the horse, and that's the same card as this. The horse is bringing help, but the thing is you have to accept the help that's being offered to you. And you know, I'm really horrible at that. You know, I'm horrible at accepting help because I feel like I could do it on my own. I don't want to be a burden to other people. And that's what that card is about. All right, so if you chose the middle card, or card number 2, that is the thinker. And what the thinker is saying, it's now time for you to plan your strategy, do a lot of logical thinking and analytical thinking. You want to set things up, you know, by thinking everything through right now and figure out where you're going. So this is pretty good. It's a precursor to that Mercury retrograde. So you can use that whole entire retrograde time, April 28th to May 22nd, to set up any new plans of what you want in your future. And then after the retrograde, you can put those things into action because you'll have them all worked out. And then the last card is number 3. This was the last card, if you chose that. It's Unfinished Symphony. So what this is saying is some of you who chose this card have some unfinished business. You want to take a look at yourself to make sure that you are emotionally and psychologically in a spot of closure with certain situations. This is also saying that you didn't learn the lessons that you needed to learn, so you may be forced to go back through that cycle again until you learn the lesson. Unfinished Symphony is about mending things that have been broken, tying up loose ends, and putting closure to certain issues. And it's also reevaluating the lessons that you've learned, because if you didn't learn them, you're going to have to keep doing it over and over and over again. It's kind of like the card Round and Round. Lessons will keep coming to you over and over and over again. The same lesson, the same type of people, the same situations. Until you learn the lesson, it's going to keep showing up in your life. So, just to recap, our week is about adventure. If you chose card number 1, it's about getting help. Somebody showing up in your life that's going to bring you help, but accept it when they do. Card number 2 is the thinker. It's time for you to start being logical, analytical, and put your plans on paper so that you can put them into action after the retrograde. and unfinished symphony. Tie up those loose ends, mend those broken fences, and clear yourself emotionally and psychologically so that you can move on. I wish you all a really great week. That's all I have for you, other than if you live in Pennsylvania like I do, April 26th, please get out and vote. Really think about the candidates that you are choosing. I want a better country, and this is the man that I feel that can do it. And I choose him because he has the highest integrity of any of the candidates. You can even Google it. He's considered the most honest. Even Republicans and Democrats are both saying that they think that he is the most honest candidate. Unconventional, yes, but like we're entering a new time here in this universe, and the mass greedia and the corrupt politics just can't go on any longer. They can't. There is a political revolution occurring right now. There are so many young people that are being woke up as to all of the horrible, wrong things that are going on in the country. And so if this man doesn't make it this time, there's going to be somebody else stepping in, in the next 4 years. You just have to remember this younger generation is stepping up, and they are so much more awake than the older generation that is leaving office. So either way, we have some good energy coming in, people that want to make big change in this country. All right, long-winded. I love you. Have a great week. Watch your egos and prepare for Mercury retrograde. That's all I have. Blessings. Bye.